Hey guys, so a few of you had asked me to make this tutorial of my 5-minute face. I put quotations around it because sometimes it takes longer than 5 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes, sometimes it's shorter, whatever the case. This video is going to be longer than 5 minutes because I'm going to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and why I'm using certain products I'm using. But I truly got this down to where I could do it so quick. It's so easy for me. I just kind of like, and I'm good to go. You guys always comment about how pretty my skin is, and I appreciate those nice comments all the time. But truly, I try and tell you guys, my skin is not, it's not pretty, girl. So I unscrewed some of the bulbs in my vanity so I could show you guys how pretty my skin is not. I have really dark under eyes, so I have naturally a dark circle, and then out here is hyperpigmentation. I have it on both sides. This is the hardest thing to cover for me. You can color correct and all that stuff, but it just takes time, and usually sometimes it just doesn't work if I'm in a rush. Like, I really have to take time and get this covered. Because this is a dark circle and this is brown, I have to usually use 2 different colors to color correct my under eyes, and that could be a whole nother video, let me tell you. And then I have acne scarring because I'm a picker. So I already have my moisturizer on. My brows are brushed upwards, and the first product I start with is a light to medium coverage foundation. I'm gonna be using the Josie Maran Vibrancy Foundation Foundation Fluid. I have the color Supernatural RG10. This is fairly new to me. I think it's like my second time using it. Normally, I just grab my Fiona Styles Luminous Finish Foundation Concentrate, but I ran out. This is empty. I went to go purchase a new one, a lighter shade, and they didn't have it in stock. So normally I use this. Like, this was always my go-to. I'm so dry, and I've heard nothing but good things with this one. As long as it gives a light to medium coverage and it really reduces redness. I don't want a full coverage because I don't want to look cakey, and I don't want to look super made up when I do this look. So I want something light that I can kind of build on top of. I have a little bit on the back of my palette. This is a metal palette. And then I like to use my Sephora Pro Airbrush number 55 brush because you can use this for everything, and I'll show you what I mean. But I'm just going to pick some of this up. So I'm just building a very light coverage, light to medium coverage. I really just want my skin to be one even tone, eliminating all the redness. And it's not necessarily about having full coverage. Like, I don't mind pimples showing in my darkness. It's just eliminating red and creating like a nice hydrated base. I'm not wearing a primer because I find that I could get away with no primer, but that's completely your call. With the next foundation I'm gonna show you, you don't need a primer with it. Like, it works really well. I'm gonna grab my beauty blender. This is a brand new one. I just got it. Look how bright pink it is. And I'm just going to make sure that the foundation is pushed into the skin. And like, I want it to look like skin, you know? I've been liking that Josie Maran foundation a lot. If you're dry, it's kind of good. It's kind of real good. I'm feeling super rushed because I want to show you guys that I could do it fast, but I'm like, I need to just slow down. This next product has been my holy grail for years. I've talked about it a few times on my Snapchat, Instagram. I think I've made a couple of YouTube videos way in the beginning using this product. I just don't like to talk about it too much because I feel like definitely for a certain person and not for everybody. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Camouflage Makeup for Face and for Body. This is a very, 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 very full coverage foundation. Watch it just cover everything. It's extremely matte, extremely matte. I used to have an oily complexion, and I would mix this in with a foundation, just a tiny drop, and it would keep me matte all day. Or I would lightly put this on as a face primer before my foundation, and it would keep me, again, matte. But you have to be careful with it because if you use too much, it enhances texture and wrinkles, and it can make you look really old. So you just have to be careful with it. Also, they only have like 6 shades, I want to say. So this one's a little bit darker than my skin, and I make it work. But I mainly use this as like the concealer to hide the under eye, then my breakouts and whatnot. If you try and go to purchase this product from Macy's, they always try to talk you out of purchasing it. Every time I go, I'm like, I want to get this, and they're like, no, you don't want that. You don't want it. I'm like, no, trust me, I want it. Just give it to me, ma'am. So what I do is I'll just put a little drip drop on my palette. I always start with a little bit because less is more. Baby girl, less is more. Take my beauty blender, dip it right in there, and I'm just going to press where I need it. So my under eye, my breakout I have right there. The reason you want to use a sponge and not a brush, because the sponge will give it a light sheer coverage. You're still gonna get coverage with it, and it's gonna prevent the makeup from getting really cakey, because this can get very cakey on you. I'm not kidding when I say you have to be careful. I like to put it on my eyelids, just lightly. Now I have my Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder Foundation. I believe this is the color 201. The number always wears off on the back of these guys. It's really annoying, but it's just a powder foundation, comes with a sponge, which you could use. I'm just gonna use my beauty blender. I'm going to set my under eyes. I'm also gonna set the middle of my nose and my forehead, just because that's where I tend to get more shiny throughout the day, and my chin. Now I'm taking my Smashbox contour palette and my Sephora number 55, the same one I use to apply my foundation. Just wipe it down like on a paper towel or something, the back of your hand. Make sure it's just not wet, because you don't want this to get all muddy and sticky and dark. I just mix these two together. You can also just use a bronzer, a matte one, a shimmery one, kind of change it up all the time. But I'm just gonna put this right in the hollow of my cheek where I put my contour, along my jawline, along my hairline, sides of my nose. I like this brush because you can use it with liquid, powder, cream, whatever. But also if you squeeze the bristles, you can kind of adjust the size and the shape. So if you wanted to do like a more intense contour, you can get in there, or the sides of your nose, or like along your hairline, you know? I usually have like a paper towel in front of me where I wipe off the brush quickly, and then I go to the next product, which is now a little bit of blush. Blush is always optional. It's something that I like. I've grown to like blush a lot. I used to hate blush. I only wore bronzer, but as time goes on, I really can appreciate blush. So this is called Obsessed, and it's by Urban Decay. Same brush. I always pick up product and then I'll kind of tap it on the back of my hand to make sure that I don't have too much. And then I put this on the apple stipple. A bright pink blush. It probably sounds crazy, or you're probably turned off by it, but it really adds light and brightness to the face, and it will make you look more awake when you're probably not, because no one is these days. So I always pop it, apple my cheek, my chin, temples, along the hairline, just to tie the whole face together like that. Next, wipe off my brush, make sure no blush is left on there. I grab my Natasha Denona Glow Powder. I kind of squeeze the bristles, put it right on top of my cheekbones. Also arch of my brow, my nose, above my lip, and my chin. Gives me that nice radiant glow. Pretty, huh? I know. I really like, this is like my go-to. Now I don't prime my eyes because no one's got time for that. I don't really care to. Not when I'm just doing my whatever face. So then I just take a blending brush. This is the Urban Decay Smoky Crease Brush. I go back to my Smashbox Contour Palette. I'll go with this first shade. Put it across my crease. Then I grab this middle shade, put it on the edge of my eye. So middle of my eyelid outwards, coming into my crease. Taking that same shade, I like to put it on my lower lash line. Same brush. Go into the light shade, pop this onto the lid, meeting with that last edge lid color. Jeez. My eyebrows, I normally just kind of don't even care about them, but there's some days when it's like, okay, I have a little bit more time or my eyebrows just look funky and I'm like, well, I need a little bit of something. So if I did decide to do my eyebrows this day, I would normally just grab my Benefit Browsings and I use the number 2. I like this one right here because it's a waxy type, so it really stays and like sticks all day. I take my angled brow brush and I'll just kind of fill in a few gaps. Like I have some right here. Even before I had these big bushy brows, sometimes I would do like a light powder, some days I wouldn't. It just depends. Okay, so then I do a coat of mascara. My favorite mascara is the MAC Upward Black. I don't know why I have the hardest time remembering the name. It's got a bunch of little teeth on it. I feel like it really lengthens, separates, makes my lashes look long. If you wanted to, you could do false eyelashes, but I have a feeling if you're doing a 5-minute face, you probably don't want to mess with false eyelashes. At least I don't, so your call. Sometimes I'll do my mascara in the car, which I do not recommend because there's been a few times where I almost poked my eye out. But I'm just saying, that is an option. I feel like mascara can be done quickly in the parking lot or something, you know, or you just put sunglasses on. The other day we went looking for apartments and I did this face, but I didn't even put eyeshadow on or mascara and I just wore sunglasses. Like, who cares? Lastly, for lips, your call. Sometimes I'll wear a lipstick, sometimes I'll just wear a chapstick. Lately I've been wearing the Jouer Essential Lip Enhancer. It's a conditioning lip treatment. It's clear. I didn't put it on. Oh, I should have wiped off the foundation I had on my lips first. Sorry, hold up. There we go. Okay, Jouer. No, I don't have a discount code with Jouer. And there you go. This is my 5-minute face. Like I said, I got it down to where I could do this face very, very fast. It takes practice, but I got it down, sister. I got it down. This stuff is waterproof and oil absorbing, so it really does a good job of staying all day. If anything, throughout the day, I do bring my Makeup Forever, the Duo Matte Powder. And if I'm starting to get shiny, I'll just dab with this powder, you know. I hope you like this tutorial. Let me know what you think. I hope you have a good day today. You make really good choices and do not put mascara on while driving. It's very dangerous. I'll see you guys later. Bye. I felt very rushed while doing this.